you seen that whip on Faber shape? What a joke! Totally!
Alright, let's see. Damn it. Damn it. Fucking thing. Actually, wait, let me, I don't think I can. Oh, no, I can. Okay, good. Let me put this in here. Okay. I gotta refresh my chat. Key. This fucking... hate that shit.
Raina Vergara, how can I help you?
Hi there. Do you do tarot card readings on the go?
Yeah, I do.
Fantastic. This might
Okay,
sound...
see you later, Cass.
This might sound a little odd, but
No problem.
is it possible for you to
Mm-hmm.
give me one at...
Over the phone?
Well, I mean, I guess that's not out of the question, but, I mean, I'm in Bolingbroke.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean now.
Yeah, like, you know, that's
Yeah,
why
I could go over there.
Okay, yeah, that would be
Mm-hmm.
actually, that'd be great. If it's not too much trouble, of course.
No, it should be fine. I'll be coming from Mirror Park, so it shouldn't take me too long.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's the case, then I'll see you soon.
Okay, and who am I looking for?
Kenneth Jesperson.
Okay. Alright, I will see you soon then.
See you soon.
Alright, bye.
I know she knows who Kenneth Jesperson is. She's just, you know, oh, okay, it's fine. God damn it. Alright. That was Reina Vergara, who was apparently just hanging out with Cass, who is a tarot card reader, Reina Vergara. And she's gonna come out and do a reading. Yeah, they are usually pretty accurate. Well, Oberyn actually had a reading from Reina.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm swimming. I'm doing swimmingly.
Fair enough.
Yes.
So, what exactly were you hoping to get a reading for? Did you have any questions in particular you wanted to ask, or?
I guess mostly just, I guess I was thinking more like future, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Absolutely,
Is
I
that
can
too,
do that.
like, oh, okay. I wasn't sure if
Nah,
that was...
it's actually one of the more common things I usually get asked for.
I see. Okay. Well,
Mhm.
then maybe we'll build on it. Maybe from
Yeah.
that.
If you
I
ever have any
more.
questions, we can draw additional cards for that. Did you want to keep it simple, or did you want to actually make it detailed?
Detailed, if possible.
Okay, absolutely. So, how familiar are you with tarot?
I've known some people who have had experiences with it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So you're familiar with things like major arcana, minor arcana, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Wait. Let me try and see if I can remember. The 13 cards in the minor arcana.
Not quite.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I've
There's
already fucked
22
up the
in the
numbers.
major, and the rest of them are minor.
Right. Okay. Right. All right. Yeah.
No
Yeah, that's about
worries
as good
at
as
all.
my knowledge goes, I guess. I've known some people that are much much more professional than I am, so...
Oh, I feel similarly. All right. So, let's start with the very first card, which is going to represent the present, the current situation. We have got the King of Cups. Second, for your... Well, it's rather what crosses you. That is a challenge or a problem that you face. We have the Two of Cups. Third, for a hidden influence, it's something that is touching upon the current situation and influencing it behind the scenes. We have the Five of Swords. Fourth, for what is behind you, that is your recent past, that may give a clue to where the influence comes from. We have the Three of Cups. Let's see. Fifth, for your focus, what your energy has been going towards. We've got the Hierophant. Sixth, for your potential future. I always like to say potential, because when people gain things in perspective, they can very much change things as they please. And we have got the Page of Coins. Seventh, for your attitude, the energy you've been giving off. We've got... Ooh, interesting. We have Death. Eighth, for the environment. These are the people you surround yourself with. We have got the Knight of Coins. Ninth, for advice, something to take into account for the future. We have the Four of Coins. And 10th, for the outcome, which is going to be the future at large, we have the Nine of Wands. So, starting off with the very first card, your present, we have the King of Cups, I should say. The King of Cups is a protector of sorts. They are a person who really evokes a lot of devotion and loyalty from people because they give the impression of being someone that understands them, because Cups is all about emotions and relationships. And so the King of Cups is, well, let's say in comparison to some of the other King cards that have their own unique strengths, the King of Cups' strength is being able to connect with others on a more emotional level. And so that's where the current situation comes from. However, when it comes to the challenge card, we have the Two of Cups, which is about equality and partnership. So while it is possible to connect with others and, give them the sense that you understand them, it is just as equally difficult for you to be able to find someone you see as an equal, or at the very least, see those that connect with you on a very similar level. And the hidden influence that plays a role in that is the Five of Swords, which is about bullying, victimization, essentially using one's own strength in order to usurp something from somebody. And I say that because the imagery, the artwork that is in this deck utilizes a lot of different mythologies. And so in this case, the Five of Swords is symbolized by the Egyptian gods of Osiris, Set, and Isis, I believe. Are you familiar with Egyptian mythology by chance?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So essentially,
Osiris, though, isn't that like the god of death or something, or?
He did become the god of death, but originally he was a king of the gods, so to speak, ruling together with Isis until his brother Set betrayed him and killed him, and that's how he became the god of death, right?
So this is Egyptian mythology?
Yes, this is Egyptian.
When did Amun-Ra come in?
That's a very good question. Unfortunately, I was more of a Greek myth kid than Egyptian.
Same.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's difficult to find more meaningful relationships with certain people because of this background of, bullying and victimization, in which case,
Bullying and victimization.
a person has difficulty in general being able to form trust with others. And especially...
Thank you for the follow.
Which, actually, segues us into the recent past card, because it's always good to take a look at the past in order to figure out where exactly this influence came from, because it didn't appear from nowhere. And that is actually the Three of Cups, which is about friendship and camaraderie. So basically, the sequence of events here is, you have a group of friends, all of a sudden bullying becomes part of the equation, And while there's one person who is more empathetic and is able to, I guess you could say, charm their way into the people's hearts, it's from that previous experience that it's very difficult for them to form meaningful relationships. As for the focus, what your energy has been going towards, we have the Hierophant. Old, uh, old decks like to call this the Pope card because it's usually like some sort of like popely or high religious figure, but I tend to call the Hierophant more of the moral compass card, essentially because it's meant to have a mentor or somebody of a high standing who teaches one about history or the old ways. Because some of the words that stick out for this card are things like tradition, societal expectations. It's somebody who has gained a wealth of knowledge about how the world once was and passes it on to others in order for them to learn from past mistakes as well as past successes. And so it's kind of like, I guess you could say a learning phase. In this case, since this is the focus card, I kind of see it more as you being a mentor to others rather than the other way around.
Well, wait. This is... You're talking about the future, though, right?
Well, this is the focus, which is what your energy has
like
been
right...
going towards.
Okay. Oh, fuck. That's actually
Although the next
right.
card is going to be the potential future. Some people call it more immediate future because the outcome card that comes at the end is more about like
Casey
down the line. But, you know, nobody actually knows how immediate is the immediate future, right?
Of course.
And with that, we have the Page of Coins. Page of Coins is a symbol of like a fresh spring, so to speak. You know, the artwork has this young woman who is out in the middle of a pasture, frolicking with the animals. It's a very like refreshing sort of feeling, which reflects what page cards mean in essence. Mostly because they represent things like youth, inexperience, beginnings, those sort of things. And so when it comes to looking at what the future may be like, it seems like a fresh start, an opportunity to set goals and, you know, build like a solid foundation for whatever is to come, essentially. Which makes sense because when you have something like the Hierophant coming before, learning from the past and what people have done really allows you to, I guess you could say, set a good foundation for yourself in figuring out what exactly makes for a good building, let's say. Let's see. For the Attitude card, which is the energy that you give off, we have Death. And everybody always takes the Death card super literally, but it doesn't actually mean like final death, right? It's quite literally.
It doesn't surprise me that card was drawn.
Yeah. Other words that people usually associate with this are evolution, transformation. I tend to call this the point of no return card because the artwork is symbolized by that of Psyche and Eros, which is Greek myth if you're familiar with the story.
You can tell it.
Sure. So, Psyche is this mortal princess who is very beautiful, very much coveted, as most Greek mythology tales tend to go. And she is so much so revered that the goddess Aphrodite grew jealous of her. And so she sent her son Eros, god of things like lust and such, down to what's a way to explain it? To try and marry her off to a beast, or rather have her fall in love with the beast. But upon seeing her in person, he also falls for her, and instead of pulling the cruel prank that his mother wanted, he instead transforms himself into a rather ugly-looking beast and marries himself, and marries her instead. And the marriage is actually very happy, even though she doesn't know what he truly looks like. You know, he disappears during the day, he's around at night before he leaves again. And her sisters are very jealous of her because she lives all by herself in a nice palace, she lives in wealth, and they envy the things that she has. And so they kind of gaslight her and tell her that it's very suspicious that she doesn't know what her husband looks like. And so, through a series of events, they manage to convince her to kill him because, you know, at the time they still think that he's a beast. And so at night, as she approaches him at their bedside, rather than seeing a beast, she realizes that it's the beautiful god Eros. However, just as she is about to back off and change her mind, he wakes up and sees her with a knife, and feeling betrayed, he transforms and flies away.
Oh.
And that's basically what death is. It is making that choice, that decision, and once you have, you can never come back from it because things have, at that point, irrevocably changed. It's a long-winded story, but it's one of my favorite Greek tales.
No, it's quite intriguing.
Let's see. In terms of environments, the people you surround yourself with, we have the Knight of Coins. Knight of Coins are people who get shit done. So, we'll draw a comparison to a Knight of Wands, for example. Knight of Wands people, they like to see glory. They are impulsive, hot-tempered. They just fly in there and do whatever the hell they want. The Knight of Coins, they're not somebody that wants glory. They just want to help the kingdom in general. And so they do the tasks that most other knights wouldn't want to touch. You know, maybe they're escorting like a merchant or something. Nothing that throws them into the battlefield where they necessarily put themselves in danger. But they're valuable nonetheless because they are the ones who actually get the bulk of what the kingdom needs. Although, when it comes to advice, we do have the Four of Coins, which is about things like jealousy, possessiveness, greed. I think the gist of what this card is trying to say is don't get too greedy. You know, in spite of being surrounded by people that are willing to help, it's important not to jump the gun necessarily. And
Over-rely?
yeah, I would say over-rely. And then looking at the outcome, which is the future at large, we have got the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is perseverance, essentially. It is about a gathering of strength. It's kind of like, you know, when people do sprints and they tell you don't put all of your energy into the initial, starting off. That's pretty much what Nine of Wands is. It's about the sprint rather than... Or rather, I can't even say the words right now. It's about conserving your strength so that you can complete the sprint rather than investing everything all for some sort of glorious beginning.
Right.
But yeah, do you have any questions or anything I can clarify?
Okay. Shit, that was a lot.
Oh yeah, no, 10
hard
cards
to
is quite a
kinda-
bit.
Yeah, that is a lot. So regarding like the death card again, like now, what specific, like, you told the story of the Greek, that story, but like, was that?
Does it relate to your attitude?
Yeah, where does that relate exactly?
It kind of feels like, it's a nothing left. I feel like it's a nothing left to lose sort of deal, where you probably have the intention of making some sort of irrevocable change in order to just change something in your own life.
Okay.
A
Interesting.
need for change, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions. Can you go over the names of each card again? I'm just
Sure.
curious.
Of course, no problem. So for the present, we have the King of Cups. For the challenge, we have the Two of Cups. For the hidden influence, it's the Five of Swords. The recent past is the Three of Cups. The focus is the Hierophant. The potential features is the Page of Coins. Attitude is Death. Environment is Knight of Coins. Advice is the Four of Coins. And the outcome, the future at large, is the Nine of Wands.
I guess speaking of environment, perhaps this might actually be another reading. Maybe this is I don't know, maybe you're not able to really do this, but I guess I'll just ask this question. Will my environment change?
Okay. Let's see. Let me actually put these cards back because, well, yes or no readings are also something that come up quite a bit. Let me just go ahead and shuffle things a little. All right. So, essentially, going to shuffle the cards around a little bit, and depending on what card comes up, we will see whether or not there is an answer for your question. So, let's see what we have here. We have the Queen of Wands, which wands being a symbol of passion and creativity means yes, but it's something you're going to have to work for. Each of the suits tends to have their own meaning. So for example, if it was cups, it means yes, but it's more like natural. Swords would have meant no. Major Arcana cards would have been more of a good luck rather than a definite answer. But in this case, we have the Queen of Wands. So this one is saying, while it is absolutely possible, it's something you're going to have to invest a lot of time and energy into.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Did you have any other questions?
How long have you been doing tarot?
Ooh. It's been a couple months now. Maybe almost half a year? I was really inspired by my friend Nancy Flutterbottom, who is a really good tarot reader, and I just kind of picked it up from there. So not too long, but I've definitely... There was a period where I was doing readings daily, so I have a lot of practice.
Is there a certain level of psychological evaluation that comes from being proficient at tarot readings?
What do you mean by that?
When I say that, I mean, like, do you look at the person and you read them? You know, you kind of... based on maybe little tics or little vocal patterns or whatever, are you able to come down to, like, a sort of analysis of the type of reading that you might get or something based on, I guess, perception alone, or, you know?
It's like yes and no. So obviously, you know, a random card is going to come out, and that card in and of itself was pulled for a reason. But it is ultimately up to what you can gauge from the person you're reading that helps you better understand how a certain card should be interpreted. So for example, the five of coins, which is about technically financial poverty, being in like a bad state. Typically, you know, if I'm doing a reading for someone that is doing, let's say, business or something, then yeah, that would mean they're going to be in financial trouble. But for someone who I don't think is necessarily worried about their finances, I interpret it less as poverty and more of what the artwork in the card depicts, which is a little girl who is alone by herself, meaning isolation. So really, it's like a case by case.
I see. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can probably gather a few details just based on, how you were called and where I'm at, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that you can come up with, any kind of analysis, I guess, to come down to a particular conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, when I mentioned environment and I have to work for it, I mean, that's literally me trying to earn my parole.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's,
Makes sense.
yes. So, like, little things like that. Like, I noticed, just... I look
Ultimately,
at
it
this.
is-
I look at this stuff more psychologically, I suppose, than I
Mm.
look at it in terms of. I don't really know exactly what most tarot readers like how they perceive what they do. Is it? Do you? I suppose the question I have is, do you believe in like? Is it some type of magic involved? I suppose.
I do believe there is some type of magic because a lot of the time people say to me that they're very shocked at how accurate a certain card is with regards to something going on in their lives.
I see.
And, it feels as though those cards are there for a reason. But a lot of it does fall back on intuition and essentially what your gut tells you when you are
Well, I
thinking
kind of view it
all the
as
different
psychological
definitions.
profiling almost.
Aye.
At least that's the way that I've always sort of interpreted it. Because I feel like anybody who's in your field, has to have.
Yeah, to be able to read people in some
Yes.
degree.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a scam or anything like that. I'm just saying that, I feel like there's a little bit more to it than just magic, if, that was
Of course.
your thought
Definitely
process.
a lot of human input.
Yes. Like The Mentalist or whatever. I don't know if you've ever...
Oh, I did used to watch a little bit of that show back in the day.
He was a con man. But he could,
He's very good at reading
Yes,
people.
he was exceptionally well at reading people, and that's how he was able to just come down to any sort of conclusion based on, environment and, who the person is, what he can deduce just based on little details that they told them, little tricks here and there,
Although in his case, he obviously had stakes for that, right? Why he was doing those sort of things, either to gain wealth or to just, avoid prison or something along those lines. Whereas for people like me, like, what are our stakes really? What are we gaining from the way we gauge and read people?
Well, I mean, you're just gaining... I mean, I suppose you'd gain the satisfaction of being able to, like, tell that person... Because you know how people react to this shit. This shit,
Right.
they react like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, because it's always super eerily accurate. It's always super eerily accurate. And a lot of people, they walk away from it and they are like... I think they base their entire life on that reading, But, there's always that possibility that it was just mostly suggestions and little ticks and... Listen, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking what you're doing. I'm not knocking what you're doing. I literally called you to come down here and give me a reading because, I was actually interested. I'm just, I'm just pointing from my perspective, it's a little,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I've dealt with the psychological aspects of a lot of things in my time here, so, it's, I suppose that's just the way I kind of look at most things, regardless of whether they're tarot or something else entirely.
I understand.
But I do want to say that there was definitely a lot in your reading that was, was definitely interesting to say, for sure. I want to think if there's another question, though, that I have.
Okay.
Is everything going to be okay? That's very broad, I suppose, or vague, rather.
Let's see. We have the Four of Cups. Meaning, yes, things will be okay in due time, but it's not something you can force. It's just going to happen on its own.
I see. Okay, let me think of another question here.
Mm-hmm.
This one might be a little bit more specific.
Okay.
And it might be a little bit of an odd question, but
All right.
will I get out of here by the work of my lawyers, or will I get out of here by the work of magic?
Okay. So for this one, it's not just a one card pull. So essentially, what I'm gonna do is draw one card for each option, and then one for the deciding factor, which will essentially point you in whichever direction, or rather give you a sense of, okay, if this is happening, then it's going to be this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the case of your lawyer, we have the Chariot in reverse. In the case of magic or some other mystical force of some sort, we have the World. Both major arcana cards, which is also worth pointing out. And then the deciding factor, which will help you figure out, okay, which way is this going to lean towards? We have Death again. So, let's take a look at the card regarding your lawyer, which is the Chariot in reverse. Typically, when the Chariot is upright, it is an indomitable force of sorts, because the Chariot knows where its destination is, and it will stop at nothing and overcome all obstacles in order to reach that point. However, in the case of this card being in reverse, it takes on a somewhat opposite meaning. So rather than it being one of perseverance and I can't even think of the other word I was trying to think of, but nonetheless, it does take on the meaning of maybe a lack of direction, floundering, as lawyers do. So, you know, in the case that you're relying on your lawyer, it's probably not going to go well, right? Whereas with this supernatural force, we have the World, which leans more towards the answer that you want, because the World is the last card in the Major Arcana section, and it's meant to symbolize the end of a chapter, a happy ending, the end of a story. It is a means to an end, which in this case would probably mean the end of your time in prison, right? And basically what is going to be the factor that determines whether or not you, or rather which option you're going to wind up seeing come true, we have Death, which, like we mentioned with your attitude card, it's the point of no return. It is that irrevocable change. It is that giant step that will close all the doors behind you, because there's only forward, basically.
Right.
Mhm.
So wait,
Is
if
there
there's
anything
only
to say?
forward though, what does that mean exactly? That it's just like it's gonna happen quickly, or like a moment where it's the
I
decision
wouldn't
is
say-
made rashly or something, or
I wouldn't say rashly, because I mean, you know, when doors close, some people, they don't immediately start moving, right? They just kind of stand there and think, right? But the only problem is that you can't go backwards, because that door is closed. It's not going to reopen, no matter how hard you try to unlock it. So either you stand there or you keep going forward, right? Either remain stagnant or progress.
right. Interesting. Okay. So what you're trying to tell me is that lawyers are useless.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
That's the impression I'm getting off
that
the story.
sounds to be that seems accurate to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I might have one more, maybe. One more.
Okay.
And I'll let you go.
All right, sounds good.
Let me just think here. Can I be good?
Okay. Can you be good? So, we'll go back to the. This is more of a yes or no. We'll be going back to the traditional, like one card pool. So, let's see. Let's shuffle these cards around a little bit. See what comes up here. And that's going to be the 8 of coins, which means yes, but it's going to come at a price.
Wait, is that the only one?
Yeah. I mean, if it's a yes or no question, it's just, you pull a card,
what
you
was
look
the
at
card
the suit.
again?
It is the 8 of coins, which traditionally is about, actually, yes, because it comes at a price. The 8 of coins is actually about perseverance, motivation. So it makes sense that it would take on that sort of meaning.
Comes at a price. Everything always has a price.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, it definitely does feel like there's a lot of prices to be paid. Interesting. I suppose I have one more, actually, that comes to mind.
Okay.
Will I see my son again?
Will you see your son again? Okay. And that is going to be... Let's sort through this a little bit. Shuffle the cards a little bit. Let's see what's up here. And that's going to be... the 3 of Cups. Meaning you will in due time. But it's not really going to be through like an effort or input on your end. It's just something that's going to happen.
I see. That sounds about right, actually.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you coming out here. I always appreciate a good tarot reading.
Of course, no problem at all.
Yes.
It's gonna be a lot to think about. There's been a lot of cards.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to think about for sure. Well, nonetheless, I appreciate you coming out here. And if I have any more questions, I suppose I'll reach out again. I would pay you, but I'm kind of behind glass.
That's alright, don't worry about it.
Alright, well, I appreciate it. I mean, it was a pretty big reading you did, so I kind of feel bad, actually.
Nah, don't worry about it. I always tell people that I do things like based off of tips. I don't really care too much about the money.
Oh, nice. It's good. It's good.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you have a good one. Let me know if you need anything else.
Will do.
Alright, well, take care. Have a good rest of your evening.
You too. Okay, so based on that you'll see your son again, but of no effort of your own. What that means to me is that Kieran is probably going to be out of fucking purgatory, and he's just going to come and visit. You know? That seems to be what I can gather from that. there was some interesting stuff there. Like, she was saying that the lawyer wouldn't really do me any good, but the world, like, based on the magic, seemed like almost like that was something that might actually happen. So maybe Norman will get us out of here, but I feel like the only way that Norman is gonna get us out of here is if I, like, stab somebody. I don't know. Or maybe Kenneth has to, like, fucking... Because, I mean, it was about death, you know, and it's about, like, rebirth, you know, death, the death card and shit like that. So I'm almost wondering if, like, there's a fucking... Kenneth's gonna have to die to get out of here. Except in his case, it would be a literal death and rebirth. Because, you know, he could die, right? But he could be like brought back to life. So it would almost be like a literal death card. Because you know how the death card usually implies rebirth. It doesn't necessarily have to mean death, but like. Yeah, and the death card was pulled twice. Yeah, that's true. It does not shock me in the slightest bit that the death card was pulled twice. I honestly, if I'm being real, anytime that there's a certain amount of cards, like a lot of cards being drawn involving Kenneth, I would be shocked if the death card wasn't pulled at least once. Oh, Viola's around. Well, Raina was talking to Cass at one point, so... Trying to decide whether I want to...
hold on. I'm getting kidnapped by pirates. Can you call me back in like 10 minutes?
Sure thing, Viola.
Okay, great.
I'm getting kidnapped by pirates. Well, Los Santos, it's fine, you know, it's Los Santos. Getting kidnapped by pirates is normal. That's normal, okay? It's just normal. "10 minutes. Or no, I may not be able to, Samuel Hopkins. Oh, Doc Block 2. Evelyn Dance. Raphael Christoph. Holy shit. I didn't know he was still around. Beatrice is around. See, like, Beatrice is a name that I haven't seen in a long fucking time. I actually am not planning on staying around too long for the second stream. Like, I mostly just wanted to kind of do. I wanted to. She was the one I was waiting for earlier to see if she would come around, and she was around when I logged back in. So I'm like, okay, well, there you go. Because I wanted to give him a fucking tarot reading. He did have one tarot reading actually by Nancy in 2.0, the person that she mentioned. And it's funny because her reading was actually very much like, that guy's fucking evil. I don't know if there was any actual evil vibes. Surprisingly, I feel like that came off a little differently. There didn't seem to be any like evil vibes, but I don't know. Like, when I say like evil vibes, I mean like the reader wasn't like saying something that was like you're planning something dark and ghoulish. Yeah, it was a lot more about leadership and mentoring. It's funny because he is kind of mentoring. You know, he's mentoring fucking... He's kind of sort of mentoring Casey in a lot of ways. But I mean, he's also sort of mentored most of his time, you know, in 3.0 in a lot of ways. Potato. I'm just giving some time to... I don't know if that's what... I mean... Is that really what, though, she said? Is that really what she said, though? Is that really what she said? I mean... Well, because here's the thing. If he's in prison still when Kieran gets back out of purgatory, then yeah, Kieran is going to come and see him. It's like, hey, will I see my son? You know, ergo... Well, no, ergo... Listen, I can easily prove you wrong. Because if Kieran gets out while Kenneth is still in prison, then yeah, Kenneth won't have done a thing. Kenneth won't have done a thing if Kieran gets out of prison, you know, or gets out of purgatory because he's in prison, so he can't do anything. You know, he can't really do much of anything to get him out. So Kieran would probably come to the prison to visit Kenneth, and it's just like, oh, well, there he is, you know, oh, there he is, all's gonna be good. That's the way I interpreted it. That's kind of the way that I interpreted it, is that, you know, you have a shiv, you're capable of stabbing people. I mean, listen, Norman did kind of say, listen, Norman said that if I stabbed somebody, you know, I probably wouldn't be able to get out of the situation. Listen, part of the deal included Kieran being released, you know? He said that he would release Kieran, potentially release Kieran, if after Kenneth gets out of prison, you know, and, you know, awaits Norman's call, you know, so in a way he's offering his services to Norman. Therefore, he actually is probably doing the most for Kieran right now, when you look at it from that perspective. But he's also not compromising his parole, you know? Oh, I know you do. I don't know. Is that how you interpreted that? That Kenneth is the mentor to Norman? I was more so like, it was just like... It is weird, though, because that was part of the future. Like, that was part of what I read about the future. Kenneth mentor Norman. So it is interesting to note that Kenneth does actually want to talk to Norman, like, more. Like, if Kenneth were to get out of prison, he does kind of want to talk to Norman, like, you know, about just who they are and shit. I don't know if that can be interpreted as mentorship or anything like that, or mentoring, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know if that's so much mentoring, but then again, I guess mentoring doesn't necessarily, you know, the whole point of of tarot is like nothing is ever taken literally. Like, it's not literal like in tarot. So I guess mentoring, in the sense that literally mentoring, just talking to each other is, and exchanging ideas is essentially mentoring, but you can both mentor each other. Norman could use Kenneth's guidance. I don't know how, but you know, Norman using Kenneth's guidance. I actually don't know. I may not be able to, Okay, good.
Hello.
Hey there, how are you?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was you. That's funny. I didn't recognize your voice at first.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. The pirates were going crazy about us.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Pirates
Yeah,
kidnapped you?
I don't know. But there's a whole new like island that grew out of the water. Like the tectonic plates moved overnight, and there's a new island here. And there's a big ass pirate ship, and me and my friend decided to go check it out because he was here earlier. And he said it was clear, like there was no pirates or anything. But then we came back and there was pirates, and they shot our boat. Now we're stranded, and yeah, they were about to hang us. But then we gave them
shit.
wine, and they were happy. So
Oh, okay.
it's very scary.
Well, lucky you then, I guess. Jesus.
Yeah, apparently. I
Do
don't
a
know.
hanging and make you walk the plank or something. Jesus.
I know. I was terrified, bro.
God damn. Fuck. You know, I figured I'd give you a call because it's been a minute, and you know,
Oh, yeah.
Obviously I've got a hold of, you know, I got a hold of a little phone.
Oh,
little phone
shoot.
Thingy, so you know,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I was able to text you.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah. I've been.
Oh my gosh.
I've been naughty. I've been really naughty.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. I don't know, I just wanted to reach out, you know, and see how you were doing, and, you know, I don't know, maybe if you wanted to come and visit me, you know, you could. But, I mean, I don't know, I just... Or not,
I miss you, dude. I mean, you remember that one time I actually went to prison and then you were there?
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was
I haven't been there since, but...
Well, good, you know,
Yeah.
You're more careful than most, I guess.
Yeah, I do try to be, you know.
Yeah.
Not running left and right trying to get charges and stuff like that, so...
Yeah.
I think I just stumbled across a PD boat. What on earth? What is this?
Steal it, it's yours.
I got to. We don't have any other choice. I found a PD boat, I think.
Who you with? You with some people?
I'm with my friend George. I can't even sit in it. Oh. I'm scared. This has to be a PD boat.
Steal it.
I'm trying. Oh.
Wait, are you still on the island?
No, I'm just slightly off of it. Cause our boat, they shot our boat with cannons, so...
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, so... And it's a very long way back to shore, unfortunately, so...
Oh, damn, okay, well... I mean, are
Yeah,
you gonna make it? Are you
don't
sure
know.
that you're gonna actually get out of there alive?
I don't know.
Should you, like,
Oh my
maybe...
God.
I don't know, maybe you should, like... I don't know... 911 it in or something? I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
Be like, hey, we're stranded on a deserted island or something.
Shoot, you're right. That's kind of a smart idea, isn't it?
I mean, if they can fly you out of there, that would probably be, you know, best.
Probably ideal.
best situation. If
Yeah,
the
it's.
cop
Oh, is that
don't
you?
work-
Is it? Is that one okay? Like,
Wait, what's happening? What's happening now?
where? No, I can't sit on that. We're trying to. Where there's different abandoned boats around the the island, and we're trying to try them to see if
Those
they
are
work.
your lifeline. You gotta steal at least one of them.
I'm trying.
Shit.
Yeah, this boat is not looking too good.
Sounds like none of them are looking too good.
No, okay, you're right. You're right. Hey, George, we might have to call 911 and ask for a rescue deployment.
Yeah, send the National Guard out or something.
Oh,
I don't
he's in the
know.
heli? Oh
Wait,
god, there's a
who's-
heli here now. I'm scared.
Wait, there's a helicopter?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a helicopter here now. They're
Did
gonna
it
get
just-
shot
did it-
down.
Did it just show up, or is it like, what is it? Is it like a
I don't know. It just showed up.
interesting?
Oh.
Like, is it like a? Does it have? Is it EMS, a PD?
No, it's the just a civilian one.
Huh. Interesting.
It's very bright orange.
I mean, I guess it's up for interpretation whether that's a good or bad helicopter.
I don't know.
Well, maybe they can give you a ride.
I don't know. Apparently
Maybe-
our other
maybe
friend
it's
is coming with the
Kevin.
boat, but
Maybe it's Kevin Ram.
that's my OG Kevin. Oh my god.
I mean, I remember him flying a helicopter like to go fishing, so that was.
Yeah. You remember that? And then
Yeah.
the metal detecting? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really quite remember metal detecting too much. I think I did a little bit of that, but you know, I was never a huge fan. Need you to get out of there, Viola.
I'm trying. I promise. Okay. I'm
I'll
doing
stay
my
on the
best.
phone with you until you get out of there.
Okay.
All right. Good night, Juno.
I'm doing okay. I'm doggy paddling right now.
Oh damn. Okay.
More scrap metal. Hell yeah. Nice.
Wish I could go to a pirate island.
Let me kidnap you. Well, not kidnap you, but like,
You can break
You know what I mean.
break me out or something. I don't know.
yeah, I'll break you out. Jailbreak.
Easy jailbreak.
Yes. I've done one of those before.
Have
Just
you?
kidding, but no.
About to say, then I would have hired you on the spot.
Damn, I wish, bruh. Oh my god.
I mean, I might have some other means of which I might find myself on the other side of these walls. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Oh my god, what the fuck? There's a big concrete wall over there, and there's a cliff. Oh lord. And the meteorite. Okay. Ah!
Yeah, I felt it too.
Right there. Let's go over here.
How big is this place?
It's pretty big. There's like 2 different ones too.
Jesus.
It's pretty huge. Am I able to send you text? Or sorry, of course I am.
I mean, yeah, you can. It's
Let me
just
send you a picture.
okay.
This shit's kind of wild, bro.
I won't be able to look at it though until later, because I don't.
Oh,
wanna-
that's okay.
I don't want to
Yeah,
pull
no
it
worries,
out
no worries.
and have a DOC see it or something.
I feel you. I'll take a couple pics. It's actually really pretty too.
Mm.
Oh,
wait
I am
till-
soaked.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll wait till you send it before I ask you another question.
Oh wait, what's up? What's up?
Oh, okay. I was about to say how you like been, you know, because you sounded like you were, I don't know, upset, based on one of the last texts I read of yours.
Oh, not really. I mean, just kind of reminiscing
Mm,
type stuff.
let me see.
I'm doing all right though.
Yeah,
We're
it took me like 2 months, I think, to respond to your last text.
oh,
I didn't have a phone, so I was just kind of...
It's all good. It's all good. It's not your fault. I get it.
Well, it kind of is my fault,
Oh my
but,
God.
you know.
Are those people swimming over here? Oh, Lord. Oh, there's people swimming over here. I'm terrified.
Oh, okay.
The people from the heli, I think.
Seems kind of dangerous to be swimming over there. So wait, these
I don't
islands
know.
right next to each other?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
The heck? Oh my God, I can't take a Polaroid while on the phone. That's cursed.
Fuck.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably do a selfie, maybe? Can you do a
Oh.
selfie? Don't know if you can do a selfie and also talk to me at the same time.
They have a gun.
Oof.
Oh, I'm
okay.
scared.
Okay, that's
They have a gun.
that's not good.
It's all good. I have a gun too. It's sorry. I still have my weapons license too.
I mean, yeah, if you have a... Usually that gets forgotten,
Yep.
by most people.
I shot Wrangler once. He'd be so proud of me.
Oh, damn. Hell
Yeah.
Nice one.
It's dead, bro.
Oh, shit, you dead? You killed him dead?
I wish. I don't think so, but
Oh.
he looked pretty fucked up.
Well, damn.
Okay, let me send you these pictures.
Alrighty. I mean, the person with the gun's not, like, you know, actively looking for you, are they?
No, they're not. They're
Okay.
actually chill. So.
Oh, okay, well, good. I will take a look at that.
Oh, it's fucking Artorias. The fuck?
I'll take a look at those pictures when I'm able. I don't want to risk it right now, but... And I will respond accordingly.
Wait, what the fuck?
Wait, what's happening now?
So I don't know. Wait, what'd you say, George? Oh, okay. There's so many helis here now.
What the fuck?
I don't know,
Is
bro.
there like a cult gathering taking place?
Probably, honestly, yeah.
I'm missing out on it, damn. I mean, either you should join it, whatever they're doing, or you should probably find a way out of there, but, you know...
Oh, Lord. Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh god,
Ah.
that doesn't
Ah.
sound good.
Ah!
Oh,
I just fell in the water. All right. Oh.
I mean,
God.
if you have to start swimming back, I don't know. I mean...
Oh, our friend's coming with a boat soon, TM.
Oh, soon
apparently.
TM. Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be today, could be 10 years from now.
Oh boy.
Oh, I see him. Oh, thank God. Oh, Lord, he's gonna hit me. Oh,
Uh-oh.
God bless you, my savior. That was terrifying.
Oh, damn.
Okay, I'm
Get
safe.
into that boat and get out of
I'm
there.
safe.
Don't
we have
stay.
We have an R1, but I think it might be poof. Oh, George is. Oh.
Is George alive?
George is not doing too hot.
Oh boy.
You can sit in the boat.
It's such a normal name, George.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here? Oh, I don't know. You can like sit in the boat. Oh, it did. Okay.
Did you vote for Oswaldo?
I didn't know he was running for mayor again.
Well, he never.
Uh-oh.
Well, no,
We lost
technically,
him.
he never actually. That election never concluded. They're just
Oh, I
continuing.
know,
it.
bro. Don't even get me started. Oh, fuck Mickey, bro.
So actually, this is a continuation of the same
Uh-oh.
campaign he was already running.
Oh my God. Oh no, I really should vote for him though. Do you know when it starts?
Well, it's already
the-
open, I think.
Oh!
Yeah, the voting is
Alright, say
already
less.
open.
Say less. Let me do that. Actually. Once I get back to safety, I shall vote.
Back to shore. I mean, damn. Sounds like a horrifying adventure you were just on.
Honestly, yeah, I thought I was gonna die for a hot minute there. So
helicopters just coming in. That's like...
I know.
You should have snapped some pictures of that. That would have been spicy.
Who'd you vote for judge?
I haven't voted for judge. Is that... I actually don't even know if that's even open. I didn't, I don't know if that's... I don't know if that's officially open yet. I'd have to check.
It says so. Oh.
Oh, wait, no, I did vote for judge. Never mind, I did vote for judge. I'm an idiot. I voted for fucking William Stout.
Uh-huh.
Because he was my first lawyer. He didn't do exactly the best job, but, you know, I mean, he was still my first lawyer, so I figured I'd vote for him.
That's funny.
Not saying you have to vote for him if that's what you're asking, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Stanton? Yeah, I might vote Stanton, not gonna lie.
I probably should have voted for him, but...
Yeah.
I
Is
mean,
this someone's car?
I'd rather the new god be in, not the old. Of course, then again, maybe the DOJ could certainly use Stanton because it sucks!
True. I like Stanton. Listen, Kenneth, I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna contact you soon, okay? You let me know what you think of those pictures.
Alright, yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm safe and sound, so.
Okay, good. Good to know
Yes.
that you're safe and sound. Alright. Well, I'll try and stay in touch.
Alright.
Alright.
I will, I'm gonna make an effort to come see you sometime, so.
Alrighty. Well, I'll be here.
And not in the, not in the prison, but
Right.
hopefully outside.
I mean, you never know, I guess. You never know.
You never know. You never
Yeah.
know. Alright, well, you take care, dude.
You
Happy
too.
New Year's and everything.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I want to see if George is in the... I'm wondering if it's George Cartier. Yep. Think it. She is associated with the Saints, so I'm guessing that's him. Alright, I'm actually probably gonna head out. This time for the rest of the night. But I just kind of wanted to, I wanted to do that, reading and shit. And, do that reading. I guess, oh yeah, let me see these images. Oh, nice. Palm trees. Damn. Fishing tournament. G, baby. She's also a tarot reader. Beatrice. I didn't even know Beatrice was around anymore. Guess I remember her from 2.0. She was a witch. Looking for Nightblade. See, like, during this time is when, like, more people are around that I think Kenneth would be more interested in. Actually, wait, let me check one more thing. Nah. Alright. I'd rather put the phone into the stash. Keep it on him. Not that it really matters that much, but, you know. Yeah. You have a good evening too. I'm gonna head out myself, so appreciate this little bonus stream for you. Little bonus stream for people who wanted to hang out, you know. Appreciate y'all. Maybe I'll be here tomorrow, maybe I won't. I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably be here. I'll probably be here maybe later. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But yeah. See you guys later. Peace out. I hope so too. I hope so too. I need to start. I'm gonna be drinking probably a lot more water tomorrow because I've just been fucking drinking nonsense. Anyway, yeah, I'll be around probably tomorrow. See y'all later.